Hello everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo with another video. And this one is a contest entry that is being offered by Pat over at the Vinyl Archivist. So you should definitely check out his channel. I'll have a link in the down under. And he is celebrating the growth of his channel with this contest of show me your wallflowers. And a wallflower for this contest is, similar to how he explained, the wallflower of tradition was a person who at a dance wasn't asked to dance, or shy people that basically stood around by the wall, intentionally trying to go unnoticed, but at the same time wanting to be noticed. So applying that to a record, Pat was suggesting one that is inexpensive, that you can likely find in the dollar bin or in the reduced price bin, and an album that was a solid album, a good one that doesn't seem to get the respect that it deserves. So he showed two, so I'm going to show two as well. Get my name in that drawing because he's offering that that audiophile release of John Coltrane's Blue Train, and that would be sweet because that is my favorite Coltrane record. I know a lot of people really like a few of my favorite things, or my favorite things, and that is a great album too. I love that. And Love Supreme is another great one. I love that. But Blue Train has always been among my favorites. I think it was released the same year I was born also. So there's that other connection. Anyway, here are my two wallflowers. The first one is this band here, the Busboys. So the Busboys had a bit of fame in the early 80s. It's a rhythm and blues with kind of a punk rock sentimentality and some good rock, and a little poignant sometimes with its lyrics. I liked it. I first heard this in roughly the early 1980s. And it's one that crops up once in a while in the used bin at many record stores. And you should be able to get it for less than $5. It's going to be a really cheap find. The thing it really is kind of a wallflower because it should be getting a lot more attention. When it was first released, it did garner quite a bit of attention, in that it reached the Billboard Top 200. And then with subsequent releases, this was their debut, this was their first record. With subsequent releases, they did get the attention of Eddie Murphy. And in fact, they provided some music to the 1982 film 48 Hours, and that included a hit song, The Boys Are Back in Town. And he also had them open for him on his comedy tours, and he would spend a lot of time talking about the band, during his act. And then when he was a host, when Eddie Murphy was a host on Saturday Night Live, they were a musical guest and he sang with them. So they produced, several albums, and I guess they've had somewhat of a resurgence recently within the last decade because The Boys Are Back in Town, that song gets a lot of play in baseball stadiums. So, but still, by and large, I have not seen anyone in the VC really talk about them or mention them much, excuse me. So that is my Wallflower choice. It is a really solid album. It was released on the Arista label, but I mean, great songs here as I look through. You know, there's Dr. Doctor, Did You See Me? There Goes the Neighborhood. Angie is a great kind of a little, it has kind of a little bit of a doo-wop feel, you know, to it. So, and then KKK, it's great songs. So this is a Wallflower. If you happen to see it, I really think you'll enjoy it. If you like R&B, you like soul, you like garage rock, you know, and a little bit of punk. It's all kind of whipped together quite ingeniously with this release. My second one is this one here, The Bears, okay? Because of this fellow here, Adrian Belew. Now, Adrian Belew got his start with Frank Zappa. He's played with David Bowie, toured with David Bowie, and he was a key player with King Crimson, and you can definitely hear his influence in the trilogy of albums that his influence was very direct there in the trilogy of Discipline, Beat, and Three of a Perfect Pair. Now, I'll have a link in the Down Under because I talk some more about Adrian Belew in my first episode of a series, somewhat of a series I do from time to time that I call the Genealogy of Music. But anyway, The Bears was a side project. They produced 2 records. This one, you know, I know it was like less than $5, you know, could have been like $3 for it. Good album. It's on this here, see the label. It is the Primitive Man label. And it's, you know, solid, basic rock. So this was a project that, you know, as I said, they produced 2 albums in which he was not so much the focus. It was some other musical friends of his that got together, and he produced the album. Songs like, you know, Superboy, Meet Me in the Rain, or excuse me, Meet Me in the Dark, Raining. Those are some songs on side 2. Then we've also got, you know, Honeybee, Man Behind the Curtain, Fear is Never Boring. So yeah, it was Adrian Belew on guitar and vocals, Rob Fetters guitar and vocals, Bob Neiswanger on bass, and Chris Arducer on drums. Sorry if I mispronounced those. And then he's done some other solo work, and all the albums are really quite good. So you'll find these sometimes in the dollar bin, or you could find them in the other stacks, but you're not going to pay very much for these. And if you liked those 3 King Crimson albums, if you like the Shake Your Booty album and Tinseltown Rebellion from Frank Zappa, Adrian Belew features prominently in both those recordings. And then there was a European tour release by David Bowie, roughly, oh no, I can't remember. I have a copy of that as well. That he was, Adrian Belew was providing the guitar there. So yeah, check it out. The Bears, definitely something to look into. It's good, solid stuff. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with that either. So those are my entries for the contest. Hope you enjoyed the information about these records. I hope you can find them, and certainly you can look them up on YouTube and give them a listen. In fact, when I post this, I will see if I can find the entire albums rather than just songs to post videos. But if all I can find are just a couple songs, I'll post those, check the Down Under. And as always, pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.